Earthpen. Good day learners, this is Earthpen. For today's topic, we are going to learn how to solve area and perimeter of a square. We can see things that have a square shape everywhere we go. This Rubik's Cube, dice, and keyboard keys are just an example of a thing that has square shape. But what is the proper definition of a square? Square is a shape with 4 equal sides, and every angle in its corner is a right angle or a 90-degree angle. A square also is a parallelogram, which means that the opposite sides are parallel and equal in length. As what I said earlier, today we are going to learn how to solve for the perimeter and area of a square. But before that, let's define first what is perimeter and area. Perimeter is a mathematical term that means the length around the shape. So using the definition of the perimeter, if you have a square with a length of, let's say A, and we all know that square has equal sides, therefore we can conclude that the formula in solving the perimeter of a square is just 4 times the length, which in this example, length is denoted as variable A. If you're asking why we multiply the length by 4, it is because square has 4 sides. So perimeter is equal to 4 times the length of the square. P equals 4A. Let's have another example to further understand the perimeter of a square. If you have a square with a side of 12 centimeters, what is the perimeter of the square? So as what I said earlier, perimeter of a square is just equal to 4 times the length. Therefore, this area has a perimeter of 48 centimeters. Since 4 times 12 is equal to 48. Okay, let's have another example. Grace and PJ are playing chess. Grace suddenly stopped playing because she wanted to solve the perimeter of the chessboard. She gets a ruler and measures the side of the chessboard. Grace said that the measure of the side is 2.5 inches. But the problem is Grace and PJ doesn't know how to solve for the perimeter of the square. Do you want to help Grace and PJ solve the perimeter of their chessboard? Great! Let's help them solve the perimeter of their chessboard. Let's recall first the formula in solving for the perimeter of a square. So the formula in solving for the perimeter of a square is just 4 times the length of the square. Grace said earlier that she measured one side of her chessboard and it is 2.5 inches. Therefore, we just need to multiply it by 4 in order to get the perimeter of the chessboard. So 2.5 times 4 is equal to 10. Therefore, the perimeter of the chessboard is 10 inches. Good job! Now that you already know how to solve for the perimeter of a square, let's now learn how to solve for the area of a square. Area of a square is just the number of square units inside the square. So to solve for the area of a square, all we have to do is multiply its 2 side dimensions together. But remember that all the sides of the square are equal. So if you have a square with length A, all we have to do is multiply A by A, or it can also be written as A squared. To further understand it, let's take a look at this example. If you have a square with a side of 12 centimeters, what is the area of the square? So as what we said earlier, we just need to multiply the dimensions of the 2 sides to find the area of a square. So for this example, the length of the side of the square is 12 centimeters. Therefore, 12 centimeters times 12 centimeters is equal to 144 centimeters squared. Now going back to the chessboard of Grace and PJ, let's try to solve its area. Earlier, Grace measured one side of the chessboard and she said it has a length of 2.5 inches. Now let's recall the formula in solving the area of a square. Area is equal to side times side. Or if you have a side A, for example, A equals to A times A, or A equals to A squared. So now we just need to plug in the values to the formula. So 2.5 times 2.5 is equal to 6.25. Therefore, the area of the chessboard is 6.25 inches squared. Good job! Now you know how to solve for the perimeter and area of a square. Now let's try to solve again this one problem so that you can apply what you have learned. I encourage you to pause this video first and try to answer it on your own. So here is the problem. Teresa has a garden full of flowers. She wanted to know how wide the garden is. So Teresa hired a surveyor to measure the garden. The surveyor said that the dimension of Teresa's garden is 8 feet by 8 feet. So what is the area and perimeter of Teresa's garden? Okay, now let's check your answer. Let me show you my solution and let's see if we have the same answer. To solve for the perimeter of the square, we just need to multiply the length by 4. Why 4? It is because square has 4 sides. So for this problem, the garden measures 8 feet, therefore 4 times 8 is equal to 32. So the perimeter of the garden is 32 feet. And to solve for the area of a square, we just need to multiply the dimension of the two sides. So in this problem, the dimension is 8 feet. So 8 times 8 is equal to 64. Therefore, the area of the garden is 64 square feet. Do you have the same answer? Great! Good job! So that's it guys. I hope you learned a lot about this topic. Again, please don't forget all the formulas as those are very useful. Also, you can watch our other video tutorials here in our channel. Once again, this is Earth Pen. Learning has never been this easy for anyone, anywhere. Have a nice day.